Greetings, crafters, and welcome to episode 130 of Better Than Wolves with T-Kush35. It has been a little bit since I've been able to record because last week I came down with a fever that had me out for 2 days, so that was fun and exciting. But we come back to a new update, and this update is titled Vegehenna. Vegehenna? Not sure how to pronounce it. Either way, it's a feature, it's a way of life, it's a revolution. Vegehenna. So let's do a quick overview of the changelog. We'll look at a couple of the changes, and then it's going to get to the meat of the episode. First of all, we have hardcore weed, hose, and basket weaving. I'm going to assume that these have to do with hoeing and it no longer being instantaneous. So, for example, I'm going to right-click on this block. Oh, and that plants the hoe instead of actually doing something. The dirt. So boop, and then boop, till dirt. Okay, so hardcore hose, check. Hardcore weeds, I assume, has to do with, plants being right next to grass. I can imagine that these get in and, sort of become overgrown with weeds rather than wheat. But I'm going to test that. I'm going to leave this bare and see what happens. Everywhere else, I think, is actually relatively safe, except for right here. So my hemp could be overtaken by weeds in multiple areas. I didn't used to worry about that. But because I don't want the hemp to be risked, I'm just going to go ahead and block it off quick with some wood. Anyway, carrying on. Added bread dough as a new item. So that takes flour plus... flour, right here. Flour plus a water bucket. Seriously, I don't have any water buckets on hand? Fine. We'll make one. Instead of cooking flour. So now you can no longer cook flour. You have to have this combination to make bread dough. So 3-to-1. So cooking bread is a lot more flour intensive. So you're going to want big wheat farms. Next up, added new flammable wicker slab, wicker pane, grate, and slat blocks. Quote, I've split them off from some old combined block ID usage, so they should now have more consistent and appropriate behavior overall, step sounds, applicable tools, etc. All such blocks already in your world will not be affected by this change, and conversion recipes for old to new have been provided. Added hopper filtering attributes to a bunch of the newer items and blocks that have been added to the mod. I fell a bit behind on those, but they should hopefully all be accurate now. Maybe someday I'll do some testing to see what goes where. Added a more detailed changelog for version 4.a FFFFF to the README, which contains more spoilers than the original release. Changed wicker textures to be lower contrast to look a little more natural. Changed hats to be a little easier to wear. So that concerns me slightly. I think that has to do with squid, personally. I imagine that getting them on your head is now a little bit easier. Why is there lapis in this one? That's silly. Grabbing one hemp seed to go put in that untilled area. Okay. And then, so be more careful around squid, because they're likely even more dangerous than they were before. Changed pistons to be more resistant to jamming on chunk load. I haven't diagnosed or corrected the underlying vanilla problems, but I put some code in place to check for when they're stuck in an invalid state with an unextended piston base having an extended piston arm, so they can fix themselves the next time they're updated. Reduced the number of donuts cooked in the cauldron at a time from 4 to 2 to balance relative to the new bread recipe. Rebalanced the cookie dough recipe to require 4 flour plus chocolate rather than just 2. Changed the pumpkin pie recipe to require 3 flour plus sugar, a whole pumpkin, and an egg instead of 1. Changed sheep to breed with pumpkin pie rather than cookies. So my dreams of breeding sheep with the cookies that I had built up are now null and void, which sucks because I was saving a whole bunch of them. I do have some pumpkin pie, but not a whole lot. That makes breeding even more difficult. I definitely need a chicken plantation. So this bumps up the priority of creating some sort of chicken auto feeder sort of thing, for me at least. which means we need a melon farm, which means really getting back to original spawn. So that project might be bumped up a little sooner. But what I really want to do is finish out some of the trades over here, namely with the Librarian. I want to get enough Eyes of Ender to go find the stronghold. So like 10 or 15. Actually 15 is probably smarter. And then in theory I wouldn't have to hike it back here for quite some time. Anyway, carrying on with the last bit of the changelog. Changed or refactored a bunch of block and item code to clean things up a bit. This mostly had to do with the physical properties of items and blocks in item forms, such as buoyancy and hopper filtering. The changes to hopper filtering and block dispenser block placement were particularly extensive, so please let me know if you notice any problems here. So, if hoppers aren't filtering the way they should, or block dispensers aren't laying or picking up blocks the way they should, he has asked for nice, informed methods of that. Fixed a problem where saws were not properly harvesting vine blocks. Huzzah! That's exciting, because now this little thing I had over here should actually be producing instead of just sitting there doing nothing. Just gonna go check on that and see the excitement of vines not being in front of saws. Huzzah! So that'll be slowly racking up vines again. Not that I particularly need them right now, but it's better to know that that is fixed. Fixed a problem where a large amount of hunger would sometimes be consumed while climbing ladders. Alright, good to know. Removed all modifiers to crop growth based on what blocks neighbor them. These were vanilla modifiers that were never well understood and which were difficult to intuit, and thus I did not feel they contributed anything positive to gameplay. So I have to wonder if that means mushrooms grow faster now? Because they checked for neighboring mushrooms? And I'm also not sure what else that would be referring to. Maybe there's some hidden wheat checks and whatnot. But either way, those are all gone. And so, Flower Child's final note to us is Vegehenna and rejoice, or Vegehenna. I mean, it's spelled henna, like the temporary tattoo sort of thing. But I don't know what that would mean. So, that's where we are as far as that stands. So that brings us up to date as far as what's new in the newest update. The most influential being bread recipe, because now, you know, a lot more wheat is necessary for that stuff. And sheep breeding, which I wasn't really doing anyway because these bad boys out here are hard enough to feed and I don't have a good automated system. But once an automated system is acquired, automatically breeding them is going to be somewhat difficult. Get some wheat. So I'm going to do some of that. Harvesting and whatnot. Just doing some generic base stuff. And then I will be back for the adventures in Enderman hunting. And after having done some personal reflection, I believe, well, recollection really, I believe the biggest and maybe flattest desert that I'm aware of in my world, at least that's not all the way back home, is over here, where the village that I plundered of villagers is. Okay, it's close enough to daytime. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make some sort of easily traversable path between here and the other desert. So that's going to involve lots of sandstone, maybe cobblestone, we'll see. For now I'm going to store a lot of my food so that I don't have to carry it around. Torches I'll keep. And this. So then we'll just gather up all of this shenanigans. That way I can use it for construction. I'm going to use the netherrack too, because that'll be nice and easy. So let's go ahead and get rid of my ranged capabilities. I think that'll be fine. We'll go from there. Okay, so let's head on down, and we'll make the path. Let's see, I need torch, so that'll do. That'll do just fine, donkey. That'll do. So yeah, we're gonna make angled path here. And we'll make a little safe spot. Just make make a little umbrella sort of thing where Endermen can't kill me. Now, if I had an anvil, this would be a lot easier, but this will be fine. So then you just hide underneath while hitting the Enderman around you. You just make those every so often so that you can jump between and hide. Now, the biggest problem that I'm going to have, I think, is, yeah, not going to be able to make slabs. Can I make stairs? No. So maybe I should have grabbed some stairs, but I guess hopping will do for now. Doesn't expend too much energy. Alright, then we'll make another safe spot right here. And there'll just be little pinches of light in the darkness so I can see as I'm wandering around. Okay. Just have this pathway so that I'm not really using up as much energy. And sure, we'll make it not go too much down and up. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to continue this, and then I'll be back when I'm actually doing some hunting. The hunting might or might not be in fast forward time sort of thing, since in theory it won't be too crazy. So I will see you in the nightfall. Toodaloo. And with night falling, things are, oh god, okay, yep, I need to get a shelter right quick. Okay. Shelter, I just mean one of these huts, or at least some light, because it's, you know, blood moon. So yeah, I've just been running around, making these little goobers, as you can see, every so often, so you can see little torches in the night sort of thing. This, however, is going to be a night that is too dark to go hunting. So I think I'm just going to dig myself in and make myself safe for the night, and then come back and continue constructing later, because I don't want to have to deal with any of that sort of shenanigans. So I will see you all at the next nightfall. Toodaloo. Over at this other village, I'd forgotten that I'd trapped a whole bunch of these guys in here. How many are in here? 4? What sort of villagers have I left unlocked? How many pains could I have alleviated by finding these? I wonder if they're just regular villagers. No idea. Either way, I left them here, and I don't particularly want to take all the effort to get them back. Plus, I have all the villagers I need, and I can sort of get the ones I want by breeding. So we'll just leave it as is. So there's some plains that way, which might not be worth branching over to, because that's flat as well. Really, it's just an effort to get as much area open to hunting as possible. As many observation posts and whatnot, so I can just float between them, get new monsters to spawn, etc., etc. Might eventually branch out that way if it feels necessary. But this is a decent amount of ground already. So we've got this one, and then we head this way over to one that's over to one that I started going up the hill here. I'm going to go ahead and use these stairs. Ooh, it stopped raining. Awesome. Going to use stairs to... was that? Oh, Jesus. One got out. Okay. This is fine. Nope. Whoo, Nelly. Alright, well that's exciting. Let's see here. I gotta bury you. Oh, Jesus! Okay, I'm just gonna kill him. Yeah, that's much safer. I don't know where he came from. He can't have been that pit. Either way. So I've got some slabs and some stairs. I can use that to make it so that I don't have to jump. Save that energy. So yeah, just set up a little outpost here. And then it'll just be a matter of, you know, sort of waiting for night. And doing some hunting. Get those Endermens. Hope for the spawns to work. Yeah, this one's kind of odd because I didn't put it along the path, but I figured a spot that I could look up was a little bit better. So that will probably be it as far as these little huts go, I think. I don't particularly see why I would need to do much else. Would slabs work better? Slabs would probably work better, right? Just put a slab there instead of the stairs. Yeah, that works a lot better than the stairs. So this is a nice little path between the two villages. And it looks like, yeah, it's going to be nighttime soon. So the hunting will begin. I'm going to head back to the first one before any sort of shenanigans go. And I'm going to do a mix of fast forward hunting and just regular clips when things get exciting, since it's probably going to be a lot of running back and forth to try to get monsters of the desired variety to spawn. So I will start with that in a hot second here when the sun drops all the rest of the way. Okay, and with the dawn comes one successful night. I would like to thank Looting for kicking some Enderman butt. At this point, however, I kinda sorta have to wait for the next night. So I guess with that, I'm gonna head back towards the beginning, and we'll just keep doing this cycle over and over. So, yeah. I think I somehow didn't notice that these are potatoes, right? Holy crap, I've had potatoes the whole time? Oh my god. That means I have everything. How did I not notice that these were potatoes? Brrrah. That's ridiculous. Well, now I can make crazy dinners and stuff. Holy crap. Holy crap. I guess I was too focused on the villagers. That's insane. Just gonna give me lots of potatoes. Oh, okay. It only gives you potatoes when they're fully grown. That makes sense. Okay, so, yeah, that little diversion's over now. Get me some potatoes. This is awesome. Here I was. Oh, I guess I don't have carrots, do I? Yeah, I don't think I have carrots. Or if I do, I haven't planted any. But I has potatoes. Oh my god. That's awesome. Okay. The hunting shall continue later. I lost the last bit of durability on my armor from a spider, so I'm going to go ahead and head back to the villager base, get restocked on scissors and chest armor, and then I will be back at the hunting. So the next clip will be of another hunting night. Alright, back at it. Come here, you little jerk. Come on. Before you de-aggro due to the daylight. Yeah. Another pearl. Awesome. Puts me at 8. Yeah. I think there's actually one more Enderman around. I can hear him. Come on. Jerk. Too many of you around. Stuck in the building. Come on. Yeah. Alright, come on, you little jerk. I would love for some more of you. Come on. I can hear him. Where are you at? Seriously though, where did you go? He didn't go inside, did he? It's possible. Where are you stuck? Come on. He must be inside. Right? Yep. Come on, come back. Come back. No, they're just gonna de-aggro. That's fine. But anyway, so after that entire hunt, I have not 16, but 20 ender pearls. So that puts us in a super awesome position, and I can go home with a bounty of goodies. And unfortunately, you know, missing some stuff. Lost some health on some of these things. But yeah, let's see. Bones I don't need. Now all of this food. That's a problem. What can I get more of? I can get creeper oysters, fine. I guess the iron I don't really need. I don't want to leave. I guess the potatoes I have some at home already. Same with the seeds. The feathers I definitely need yet. I guess the white wool I don't really need. Everything else is kind of important. Anything else? I guess 3 raw chicken isn't really worth it. I can take that iron instead. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and get back to the... Well, I suppose I can put that back on. Derp. And then I can bring the chicken. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to head back to the villager base. And then we're going to go ahead and make up these ender eyes with the trades. And then we will be ready for the stronghold whenever I so decide to head there. So, with that, I'll see you back at the base for the end of the episode. Back at the base, ready for some trading. I think I'm just going to do 16. And if I run out, I can come back, sort of deal. This is also going to take a poop ton of emeralds, so... Hoping they get cheaper. Yes, they do. So, I'm just going to keep on trading until we have a full stack of these bad boys. Boop, boop. Cool. This is so exciting. Also going to want to make another pair of ocular of ender. I don't want to overdo it, but I also don't want to underdo it. So I think a stack is fine. I am, however, out of emeralds now. So maybe 12 is the max I get for now. Or I'm just going to have to do some trading. Let's first quick make some ocular of ender. since those will be pretty nifty. Put that back. Get some gold nuggets. And it's what, surrounded with gold? Yeah. And then good old inner specs. Alright, so now we have those back. Because I had to trade them. Just give myself torches, because why not? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do some shenanigans to get myself more emeralds, since I am now fresh out. And then I'll be back for the final Eye of Ender trades. Okay, I think hopefully I have enough to get the last of these bad boys traded for. Depends on how many emeralds of 8. Looks like it might be all of them. Nope, down to 1. But that is a full stack of Eye of Ender. Yeah! Hopefully that's enough to find the stronghold. So, in the next episode, we're either going to start the journey back home, start some sort of process to cart all of my stuff back home, or we'll start the journey to find the stronghold. And that, I think, I will leave to the first commenters. If I don't get any commenters before I play again, then I'll just pick one, obviously. But yeah, this is exciting. So let me know in the comments what you think I should do next. Either get back to spawn, build a rail system to get back to spawn, or head for the stronghold. So let me know, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.